Good morning, guys. This is Brent with Lykins Motorsports. If you're catching up on videos, yesterday we put old overhead junk here on the dyno to test some cams and some other things. So you want to go back and catch up with the results of that cam test. This video is it's time to take it all apart. So we're going to move on to the next step, and I have a new crankshaft. I've got new pistons, new rods. I've got trick flow heads. I've got an intake manifold that has been ported that it didn't really show much increase yesterday, about 6 or 7 horsepower, but it's just because the heads, are the bottleneck. So it'll really shine on the next iteration of the engine. So next iteration, again, will be same cubic inches, trick flow heads, about 14-to-1 compression, and a lot of RPMs. So looking forward to that. Gotta get everything stripped down to the bare block. So before I took it off the cradle yesterday, I went ahead and pulled the rear mainsail housing off, and the rear mainsail's stuck with it. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm just going to get started here. We're going to pull the intake manifold off first. Intake ports look good. There's no oil or anything in the ports. Everything looks good there. Got the passenger side valve cover off, and cam lobes look really nice. We were turning this about 72, 7300, so not really straining it, I don't think. There's a shot of the valve springs. These are packed valve springs with titanium retainers, factory followers. Driver's side valve cover, or driver's side head, looks good. Again, the cam lobes all look good. All right, we got all of our rocker followers out, and that'll let me not have to worry about anything crashing when I'm messing with taking the timing chains and all that stuff off. So if you guys want a set of heads with the cams, valve springs, everything ready to go, let me know. I'll make you a smoking deal. Pulling a harmonic balancer. Got to have a harmonic balancer tool for this. All right, front cover is off. I'm just looking for any signs of wear or anything. I'm not seeing, I'll know better when I get the chains off, but I'm not seeing plastic being shed or anything like that. Everything seems where it should be. I'll pop these tensioners off and get the rest of it off. Here's a passenger side tensioner. Everything looks really good. So apparently we were getting oil to everywhere that we needed to get oil to. Obviously there's oil everywhere, so I'm not having a problem with that. All right, cam gears are off, timing chains, everything's off. Again, everything looks really good. Cams spin very freely. Been kind of short on the video so far because what I'm doing is just reverse procedure of things you've seen me do in the past. But I'm gonna try to take a little bit more time now as we pull the heads off, and that'll be something that I've been wanting to see, what the condition of the tops of the pistons and the valves and everything look like. So let's get to that. Those are the longest head bolts I've ever seen. But I guess the heads are tall. And I did break those loose off camera, so you all didn't have to see me struggle with the breaker bar. I believe these are torque to yield, so can't reuse them. I'll keep a couple just for you know, mock-up purposes and that sort of thing. All right, let's look at, pull this head gasket off. Just take a look, everything looks, can't really tell. I can't remember what the seller said. Maybe it was 40,000 miles or something like that. They're not in too bad of a shape. No piston to valve issues that I see. So we're in, it wouldn't matter if we were in good shape or not. The engine's coming completely apart, but crosshatch is still visible on the cylinders. And I'll go ahead and get this other head off. No wonder the ARP head bolt kits for these engines are so expensive. The bolts are about 16 miles long. Oh, we're stuck on something. All right, I'm gonna have to take that nut off. All right, same deal here. I can still see the crosshatch in the cylinders. No evidence of piston to valve, valve contact. So we are in good shape. We'll get this out of the way, then we'll flip it upside down and start on the bottom end. Down here close. So looking at the head, here's why people have a lot of trouble with piston to valve clearance issues. Look at the margin on this intake valve. It's got a huge dish in it, like a bowl, but the margin is really thick. The margin is thick on the exhaust valve too, with a huge bowl. But all of our spark plugs are nice and clean. Chambers were nice and clean. And these will make a nice set of heads for somebody. Here is number one rod bearing on the cap side. That's not the load side. That's the load side. For whatever they said, 40,000 miles and some 7,300 RPM pulls, those bearings look pretty good. Here's the piston out. There's the skirt wear. I dropped it coming out, chipped the bottom. There's your upper bearing. Guys, that's awesome. Little spindly rods. Little tiny spindly rods. All right, 11mm socket, which is kind of odd to get the rod bolts out, but I'll roll through these and then I'll catch up with you when it's crank time. Factory bearings, zoom or focus camera. These rods on the back end of where the oiling comes through would be the worst ones if we were having an oiling problem. But those look really good. Push this down. Yeah, those look good too. All right, now we're pulling main cap bolts off. These are 4-bolt mains, 2 in the cap, and 1 on each side of the skirt. I'm gonna trash those and make sure the caps are marked, and we're gonna be replacing everything when machine work time comes with these ARP main bolts and side bolts. Okay, so this year a block uses these jack screws, and they put preload on the cap. You can use a T-handle, but you need to get those out of the way. They're left-handed thread. Go in through the hole of the side bolt. Number 1 main cap is off. This is your load side. Dude, that bearing looks brand spanking new. Trying to see if there's any markings on it. Camera's having trouble focusing its eyes like I am. I just turned 48 and I'm in that stage where I'm going like this to try to focus. Hello, yep. Factory main bearing as well. Okay, here's your thrust cap. Thrust is on the back, and this one uses a traditional thrust bearing on the cap side, and then it's got just a little insert that lays in there on the block side, and then it uses a traditional, like a regular bearing insert like would be on 4321 on the block side. So flanged bearing on the cap, little insert thing on the block side with a regular bearing. Here's the block side bearings. They all look good. And there's the windows that I've told you about before that modern blocks have. LS blocks have them. Modular blocks have them. This helps equalize the pressure in the crankcase. Some drag racers have even modified these to help scavenge from one cylinder to the other. So you can think about that. That's pretty cool stuff. And I'm gonna get these bearing inserts out and we'll pretty much be done. All right, so we got her stripped down and ready to go to the machine shop. We're gonna have it baked and tumbled so it'll come out looking like brand new cast iron. Then we'll have the mains align honed with new fasteners. We'll have the decks cut, and we're going to a larger bore size. So we are now on our way to the next step of our modular Ford dyno mule. Thank you guys for hanging in with me. Should have some FE videos for you next week. The pond aluminum block is coming back from machine shop, and we can start assembly on that. I've already got everything lined out for it. Rings, timing set, thrust plate, got rear plugs, got an assortment of main bearings, our cam bearings, camshaft. So we'll have some prep work to do on that block and get it going. Crank is balanced, the rods are on the pistons, the heads are assembled. We don't have much to do. So I did get the intake back. This is a tunnel port, single carb intake. Mr. Joe matched the FE Power tunnel port heads on the intake manifold, and I just need to have the intake cleaned up and it'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Make sure you don't miss out on any new videos. I'll see you guys later.